You're tired and there are no real men left. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kelsey Impicciche, and it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I'm going to be reacting to your guys' assumptions about me submitted on Instagram. Since we just recently reached a pretty big milestone of 700,000 subscribers, I thought it might be time for you to get to know me a little bit better again. It's been a minute. I used to do these videos all the time. I haven't done them since I kind of did the channel rebrand and relaunch. So I thought, you know, it was high time that we sat down and dug into who Kelsey Dangerous really is. You have an amazing voice. Well, thank you. I'm assuming you mean singing voice. I would not go as far as to say I am amazing. You read a lot of YA. I do read a lot of young adult fiction, true. You look tall. Like, I think you're 5'10", 11 or something. I am 5'6", very average height. I'm like the average height of woman, essentially. You're super sweet and the last person you want to make upset. Like if someone upsets me, I normally just get upset, like sad. But every once in a while I can, you know, I can be a little sassy for sure. You're introverted until someone gets to know you. A lot of you guys guessed that I was like a secret introvert. I know there are like a lot of entertainers that are kind of introverted and more like put it on for the camera. I am not one of them. I'm mostly an extrovert with like a little bit of introvert tendencies at times. You have your life super together. I think I have my life fairly together. I think I'm a pretty organized person, but I would never say I'm very together. You know, like there's so many times I'll procrastinate or I won't do certain things. This one says you don't have siblings. I do. I have 2 siblings. This one says no shade, but you're the kind of person to leave clean laundry in the basket unfolded for days. That is 1000% true. How did you know this about me? You miss traveling around the world. I definitely do. I love to travel. I hope there's more opportunities to travel in the next coming years. You either cry a lot or hardly ever, no in between. I feel like this is a little accurate. I either cry a ton or I don't cry. You believe that anyone can cosplay whoever they want. I think anyone can cosplay anyone so long as they're being respectful and also, you know, having fun. You're a cereal before milk person. I am, and I don't understand people that would put milk in before the cereal. When you're making pasta, you don't put your sauce in for your pasta before you put your spaghetti. Put the sauce on the spaghetti. You're a morning person. I can be a morning person. I also can be a night person. I have energy all the time. You never had an awkward phase. That is a lie. I definitely have been awkward. The most talkative in the family. That is true. Very good assumption. You're the youngest. I am the youngest. I also got people thinking I was the oldest in my family. I am the youngest. That is true. You like being barefoot but don't like to show us your feet. Yeah, that's true. You sing in the shower. That is true. I do sing in the shower. You're adventurous. I like to think that I'm pretty adventurous. There's not much I won't try. There's not many foods I won't eat. There's not many places I would say no to going and seeing, and not many activities I would say no to trying out. So for some reason, fear of spiders. I am not afraid of spiders. If the spider is bigger than my palm, too big. It makes me uncomfortable. V is your favorite member of BTS. That is true. I don't know where you gleaned that, but I'm impressed. I think I have mentioned it a couple times though. Your favorite color is pink. That is true. You don't really like cats. I do like cats. I think cats are great. I love cats. I'm just allergic to cats. You talk to yourself when you're alone. Sometimes, but most of the time I'm like talking to Chewy. You're not so sweet and innocent as you want people to believe. I never like sat down and was like, I want people to think I'm sweet and innocent. I've never... I do like making content that is comfortable for anyone. That is like my goal. I want to be like an E for everyone. You've literally never worn a bad outfit in your life. I very much appreciate that you think I have a fashion sense because I don't know if I do. I just have bought a lot of things and have put them on in various ways and hoped for the best. All right, what are your assumptions about my job and my business? This one says you don't like The Sims anymore. I got this one a lot. That is not the case. I obviously still like The Sims. I'm not the type of person to do things that I don't want to do. And I do sometimes like to on Twitch try new games and things like that. But there's a reason I always go back to The Sims. You guys like it, I like it. You're sad behind the camera. I hope not. You deserve to be happy. I did get this a lot of people thinking that I'm like either sad or lonely. For the most part, it's not. I am a pretty positive person. I'm pretty upbeat, but I will also say social media is a highlight reel, right? You don't see every single moment of my life, all the ups and downs and in-betweens. Yeah, I do get sad and lonely just like any other human being. This one says you work less than people with normal jobs. I think this is a pretty normal assumption assumption of content creators in general. For me, I work exactly the same amount of hours as I did at my normal job at BuzzFeed. When you're a content creator, the work is literally never done because you're always having to make something new all the time. This one says, you play most of the time. I don't actually. Of my work week, between 8 to 10 hours is playing The Sims. Everything else is looking over cuts of these videos, you know, making plans for the next videos, you know, setting up the lights, the sounds, the camera. This one says, you're so organized, you even schedule bathroom breaks. I do not schedule my bathroom breaks. Nature calls when it calls, and I answer. Your main focus is becoming an actor, and YouTube is mostly a side hustle. That used to be true. Over time, because YouTube obviously became more successful than my acting career, that has changed. So YouTube is 100% my number one. You guys are my real ones. You're my focus. You're my one true love. You fake your reactions for Sims or over dramatize them for us. I really don't. I wish it was all a lie, but that's just me. I'm that over dramatic. You're doing all streaming stuff for money and you actually prefer doing YouTube content. That is not true. I am pretty sure I make more money through YouTube than Twitch. Twitch is still just a passion. I just really like doing it. I like being with you guys. I also, as a content creator, am very aware of diversifying my platforms. Like many of you saw with Vine, there's no security in terms of being only on one platform. So I always found it was the smartest business-wise to have an audience and to engage on multi-platforms. You're a romantic sim, but very comfortable and confident being single. I wanted to read this one because this person called me a sim and I thought that was really charming. If I had to choose one of the attributes in Sims, I think I would put romantic on there. I think I am a romantic person. You feel restricted to The Sims in your main channel. This is a little true, but mostly not true. I think if I ever truly felt like I did not want to do Sims anymore, I wouldn't. I would be honest with you guys. We would figure out something else that we both were excited about, you know, having on the channel, and I would make a transition. You're trying to transition your brand into a sexier vibe, more makeup, bikini pics, etc. No, I'm not planning on changing it. I think on YouTube, I'm more like branded, if that makes sense. On Instagram, I mostly just share me. Like I just share who I am, a little less branded. So if I'm in Hawaii and I think I look, you know, attractive in a bikini, I'm an adult woman. I'm gonna post myself looking good in a bikini. And if that's a thirst trap, then so be it. You work extremely hard for everything you have. Thank you. I do work very hard. You swear like a sailor, but censor yourself for streams, YouTube videos. I curse like a normal amount of an adult human, I think. I might even curse a little more than some people would expect. I don't do it on camera. First off, it's not the first thing to come out of my mouth. Like it doesn't happen naturally for me to curse on camera. That's first off, but second off, when I first started doing YouTube videos and content, I still wanted to act, and one of my dreams was to work with Disney. One of my dreams is still to work with Disney to this day. And I figured, you know, it probably wouldn't hurt me in terms of like working with other brands and things like that if I maintained a cleaner image in terms of like topics that I talk about and cursing. I also got a lot of this, you're rich now. I do pretty well now, and I'm very thankful for what I'm able to accomplish with my business. So yeah, let's start with talking about young Kelsey. You had A's in school, but you always had a class with a C. So that's not entirely correct. I mostly had A's. I was a pretty good student. I don't know if I've ever gotten a C. People either think you are too much or they love your energy. This was 100% true when I was young. I was always too much or people loved my energy. There was really no in between. Now that I'm a little older, I feel like I don't run into this issue quite as much. You are a storyteller in all you do. I think that's a very good assumption about me. Ever since I was a kid, any excuse to tell a story, I was probably passionate about it, whether it be writing, acting, directing. You were popular in high school. You're just bubbly and fun. I had friends in high school. I had like a good little group, and I think I was generally well-liked. I wouldn't say I was well-liked by everyone, but I wouldn't have considered myself in any way, shape, or form popular. You have a degree. I do have a degree. That is true. I went to college, I graduated, I have a degree in theater arts. That was a good choice in my opinion, but it was, yeah. You're not a natural blonde. I think this is now true, but it wasn't always true. So when I was young, I was blonde. I was a very blonde young thing. By the time my hair started darkening from its like lighter blonde, was around the same time that I kind of became a young teen and decided I wanted blonder highlights. I wanted to have like a lighter blonde anyway. And then from there, I've just maintained that blonde want for most of my life. You were a theater kid. That is true. I was a theater kid. You were a responsible student in school, but you never stood out as a nerd. I was pretty responsible, but I was not like the best student. Okay, the moment you all have been waiting for, let's dig deep into all your assumptions about my private and dating life. You had a lot of them. Single for a year plus because the 100 baby challenge sucked up all your time. This one is untrue. I've not been single because the 100 baby challenge sucked up my time. When I was at BuzzFeed, and even now, I'm pretty strict with my schedule. I give myself, you know, a 9 to 6 schedule. That's where I draw the line. If it's after 6 and it doesn't have to be done, I won't do it. Was my focus more on my work? Yeah. You're really empathetic and emotional, as a good thing. I am very emotional. I am a Cancer. You're socially awkward with romantic interests. I think I'm just the normal amount of socially awkward with romantic interests. You know, like you get nervous if you're around someone you really like, you could get tongue-tied. You get a lot of thirsty people in your DMs. I do sometimes get thirsty people in my DMs. I think that's just part of being a woman online. Unfortunately, for the most part, people are respectful, so it doesn't really bother me too much. You purposefully don't go on dates to keep your brand up. My dating life and my professional life honestly do not inform each other whatsoever. I do not feel stuck or required to remain single. I don't think I'm financially benefiting from being single in the way that I think people think I am. The 100 baby challenge is in fact over. I don't really use the title single girl in most of my content anymore. You are the life of any party you go to. I hope so. I like to have fun at parties that I go to with my friends. You are very shy at first. I can be shyer at first. It depends on the situation. It wears off fast. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I think this is true. I'm a little bit of a guarded person, but I think for the most part, I'm pretty demonstrative and I'm pretty honest with like how I'm feeling. It's unavoidable. It all comes out on this very expressive face. You tend to take things to heart. I definitely did a lot when I was young. I took things very personally and I got like hurt a lot. Now that I'm older, it's a little bit easier to have space and to think of things more logically and to kind of just not care as much of what people think about me. You're a hopeless romantic. That is true. I am a hopeless romantic. I love a good romance. I'm sure you guys all know from all of my little stories that I make in The Sims. You're very selective with people you date. I think that is true. I wish I could say that I'm not. Like I wish that I was like, no, I'm not. But I think it's just like, it's a natural thing. I don't date or spend time with people that I don't want to. You don't want a significant other. That's not necessarily true. I think I just kind of let these things happen the way they are meant to. I can't control when the right person comes into my life or when the relationships are no longer a good fit for both people. So yeah, you have bad luck with guys. That could be true, but yeah, it could be true. You're tired and there are no real men left. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. You've dated but never really fallen in love. That is false. I have been in love. You're really friendly and guys come up to you asking you out all the time. That is not true. No. You hate dating apps. I wouldn't say I hate dating apps. Dating apps are just a tool. Are they my favorite way of meeting people? No, they're not my favorite way of meeting people. Do I hate them? I don't really feel either way about them. I am not currently on any of them either. You, like most of us, have body image fears, but aren't quite ready to discuss online. I feel like I've been fairly open with my body image feelings. Sometimes I do not like my own body, and sometimes I love my body, and I think it's great. You don't know if marriage is for you. That is not true. I think I would be very happy, and I think I've always wanted to be married. I just think that I want it to be the right one. You have another side to you, and you won't show it. I don't think so. I'm pretty much myself, but I do feel like everyone can be different versions of themselves depending on the situation or the people that you're with. So are there sides to me that I might not have shown online? Maybe, but it's not like a purposeful thing. I don't have like this deep dark side that I don't show you or something. I don't know. You're high maintenance. I could be. I don't know. I don't think I'm super high maintenance, but I am in certain ways, but I maintain myself, if that makes sense. I always felt like the whole high maintenance thing is a little weird. I'm a girly girl. I like girly stuff. Being in a public relationship could affect viewership. I don't know because I haven't been in one. Since becoming like an internet person, I have not dated or been in any relationships that I felt comfortable or has gotten to that level of seriousness in order for this to even be a thing that I consider doing. This is not to say I'm currently in a relationship relationship I am keeping from you. I feel like you guys are gonna assume that. That is not true. All of you think I'm secretly married or secretly have a boyfriend, and I'm not telling you. I do not have a secret husband or wife right now. I just don't. I hope that you guys respect that I like keeping my private life private, and know without a shadow of a doubt that when there is someone that has entered my life that means a lot to me, enough that they're a part of my life that I want to share with you guys, I will do so. But that has not been the case yet. Well, thank you guys so much for submitting your assumptions. I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about me. Thanks for 700,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. I'm really appreciative, and I'll see you guys all on Saturday for another episode of the Not So Berry Challenge.